Hello everybody and welcome back to 2021 Ontario Provincial Disc Golf Championships. We are back with round 3 today. It's me, Cam Zanini on the mic, joined once again by Clayton Morton. Clayton.
How's everybody doing? Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great, bud.
That's wonderful. Back here at the Ettyville Super Spin Disc Golf Center. It's a beautiful piece of property. I think what's round 3. We're on the Prodigy course today, right? I believe.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think we go back to Prodigy. Thinking of all of our sponsors here, especially Forefathers Brewing Company. They're helping out so much in this local community right here. If you haven't checked out their brewery and the small course they have beside the brewery, it's an awesome little venue. Also, Prodigy Disc, thank you for supporting this event. And who we got on the card today? Oh, there's your Instagram. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I'm not on the card, but
no,
there
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes.
Hey, you still look handsome, bud. Oh, here he is. James Duong. Jimmy D. Got the lucky hat on today.
One of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. He's always looking for it. He's always got the facial fescue on point. He's got everything on point.
Facial fescue. I like that. That's
Speaking
good.
of facial fescue, Julien Quenneville, he's got the facial fescue. He's got the top of the head fescue. He's got all the
man
fescues
bun.
going on. Yeah, man bun bros.
Yeah. Actually, I got the braid right now.
I got the braid going?
Braid.
Oh, look at this stud. Martin Hendel.
Oh, yeah. He's hitting the slopes after he takes this down.
Oh, yeah. He's prepared for that hot sun out there.
I forgot about
weekend.
the double glass.
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Crocodile Dundee, Caleb Frisby. I love this guy.
Caleb's lighting it up, too.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he is. Hopefully he recovers from his... he had a bit of an elbow injury, I believe, recently. But hopefully he recovers from that. It's a handsome card today.
Sure is. I'm excited to see if one of these guys lights up the hot round and bumps up to the lead card.
I just one tournament, I would love to see Marty wear Caleb's hat.
Just one?
Yeah. Marty wear Caleb's hat, would have his ski glasses on like he had in his intro. That'd be amazing. So we are on to hole 1 here. It's a par 3, 335 feet. It feels like it plays further. But the play is just a big towering hyzer over the out of bounds to the right, which is the parking lot. And then the only things on the green you have to worry about are these little, or not, I just can't say little, they're not really very little, but a couple of the old farm equipment in your way. But it's a pretty relatively easy hole to start your
Yeah, definitely
round
an
out.
easy start.
James matching his disc with his hat. That's, he means business. And his shorts, oh my.
He's always well put together.
That's a little low.
Oh, no.
That's gonna get out of bounds. Yeah, I do remember there, like, even the flags that are blowing us a right to left right now, it feels like there was more of a headwind up by the green. Because I had a drive that actually, I was throwing it flat, and it drifted a little bit on me, which is actually surprising. It's
the only real mistake you can make. Like, even Julien there, he's fine, right? He's getting that stroke going right. That's...
The miss is long left on the green. Marty's going straight at it. Didn't quite get the turn, but that tire is 40 feet, so he's got a makeable putt. Okay, this is what you're looking for. Yeah, nice and wide.
Trust it, big hyzer.
Play the wind. Kind of a
weird bounce.
Yeah, it's almost like a backwards bounce, but
you still got to earn it bounce. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's one of those like, hey, you threw it good, but not good enough. So. James, clean up. He'll take his 4 and move on. Not the way you want to start on this round, but it's not the most uncommon thing to see. Marty was more buried than I thought he was. I thought he was beside the tire. That's a typical landing zone right there. Is kind of that, like, the last edge of that bush there.
Ditch out just a little bit too early and have to have a putt.
Caleb an inch low. I love that all these baskets have like the solar powered garden lamps to play glowy with. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's good. They're probably out in their four-wheelers and...
Oh, definitely. Can you imagine just like playing speed golf with four-wheelers?
It'd be fun.
Especially in this property.
Slow start, but here we go.
Yeah, it's also earlier in the morning. I remember it was an early morning round.
Too early.
Yeah.
It's always early, Cam.
3 o'clock in the afternoon tee off, still too early. No.
What time is it right now? It's probably early right now.
What is that? Well, yeah, still early. So James with the lone bogey, everybody else taking pars. Moving on to hole number 2. It's a par 4, just 443 feet. It's a bit trickier than it would suggest with the distance. It's a blind hyzer to this landing zone where the shade starts here. A little bit further if you can. This is taking you down the early gap, which you see some drives come in because you're not quite sure of the distance you need to get. And it's a relatively open fairway, as long as you land in one of those gaps. The hardest part about this shot is, like I said, it's blind and you have to throw it at the out of bounds.
This looks good here. Great shot.
Yeah, it's perfect. He got past the early gap and he's more staring straight down the fairway. He should be able to manufacture something from there.
Another good one.
A little inside, maybe.
Should play.
Yeah, he'll figure a way out.
You kind of got to keep it tight, though. If you release it straight, it just seems to... It hyzers back, but doesn't make the out-of-bounds
Caleb's
line.
going high with this one.
Short?
A little inside, I think. Yeah, just a bit inside. That's the line, though. To get to the proper gap, you have to get it high like Caleb did, but you have to get it wider. And you almost have to hang it over out of bounds for a split second. This looks great.
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. Right up there with Julien.
James looking to get one back, too.
Yeah, get back to even par. Scratch out that first hole. Still have basically the entire round left. I can't tell what happened there.
I think he just hit that first tree. It was very fast.
That corner, that's actually not a bad shot from there. That corner where Caleb was, it's very, very pinched. I know by experience. It's Marty up next. Yes, it is. Yeah, so he's in between both of the gaps, but he's also in the trees, and he's...
Oh, great hit.
Playing the backboard. I didn't hear you call bank there, Marty.
It's nice to see him get stuff like that. It doesn't happen to him too often. Yeah, so it's nice to see good players get the beneficial.
Oh yeah, yeah. Every once in a while, you get a good break here and there, but James running the eagle.
Oh yeah, no. Easy birdie.
Yeah, he'll take that. Julien also just taking the easy birdie where they come.
Yeah, you just have to get in there just a little bit more. Get a little riskier, and I don't know if it's worth it for hitting the tree early and staying back.
Caleb not quite for the par. It should be relatively simple birdies for the rest of the card.
We're all in the bullseye territory.
Yeah. James, how come you didn't putt with the blue putter, man?
Or at least
you had the blue putter in your hand, you putt with the orange. Yeah, something, you know what I mean? One of the two. No.
That's it. Call him right now.
Yep. Calling you out, James. Get all blue discs all the time from now on. Although I know he has a green lucky hat as well. I saw it at this weekend too, so. Could have wore the green to match the basket, but no. Yeah, it's whatever. You still look handsome though, bud.
That'd be awesome if you had a whole bag of discs to match outfits.
Right? Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
That's next level. So 3 birdies and a bogey. It's a pretty simple looking hole, but it is trickier than it would suggest. Hole 3, par 3, 313 feet. This one, another one of those blind hyzer shots. You have to hang it over out of bounds, also to get to the green. The green's a little cutout into the wood line here, and the play is something overstable, kind of a stalling shot to fly straight, and then just take a dive 90 degrees to the left, and then make your little putt. It's one of the must-gets on the Prodigy course.
Pretty straightforward hole.
Yeah. Well, straightforward and then left, but yeah. This looks good.
Yeah.
Go in. Oh my!
Did that hit the cage? Or
I think it did. I don't even know if they know about that. That was...
I couldn't tell there the way it kicked up the dirt.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Already also looking good as well. There you go. That's the play, I think.
These guys are making this one look easy.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, it should be simple. There's nothing in your way off the tee, and it's just a hyzer shot. But James
comes another one.
Also looking good.
Yeah.
Yep. On the dance floor.
This one should be good too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
This is one everybody's really tracking to get to, knowing what's coming up next.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, James. Uncharacteristic.
So he's nice to snag a birdie, coming into a bigger hole.
Yes,
just gives you a good feeling, right?
Yeah, it's one of those here, have one.
Yeah.
But like that's what makes them difficult, right? Because they're like, you kind of have to get it. That's a different type of pressure than than birdieing a hard hole, right? Sometimes the putts on holes like this are harder than the ones on like a difficult par 5 or something, just because you have to get it.
Almost a star hole.
That's because James didn't use a blue putter, man. He came with the orange one again.
You may be right. We'll see how this plays out here.
All right, Yuli.
Yeah.
See how it plays out. So, inches away from a star frame. As we move on to the first par 5 of the round. It is hole 4, excuse me, 750 feet. With this soy planted now from last year, it was corn last year, but now this year you can actually see this gap that the drone flew through. But another play, if you have the arm power, which I know you do, is to go big hyzer over the trees, into this area over here somewhere, and then have a putt for eagle or just a very simple birdie. But if you don't have that power, you kind of have to peer that gap up the middle, as Julien's going to. And that's typical though. Landing,
the luck of the draw
it kind of is. Yeah, there is a gap, but if you don't hit it, you're just kind of hoping you get through at least to a clean stance.
Makes a big difference though on that next shot. Like everyone who got through seemed to have an easier time.
Like that.
The next opportunity,
that's
just like
perfect
that.
Shot.
Yeah. But Marty could make the power over the.
He definitely
trees,
can. Yeah.
So could Julien. I'm sure of it. They just maybe choose that way.
Yeah, playing into their game. Caleb's got all the power in the world to do it.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It's a good spot. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing it the year before with the corn.
Yeah,
that would change everything.
That gap that everyone's going straight at right here, that you can see where James is heading right there. You couldn't see that with the corn. You just had to kind of
just hope
graze the top of the corn and then kind of hope for a stance that wasn't like this.
In a really good spot.
Yeah. Yes. That's also key. So Julien, because of the stance, he just has to lay up to the corner here. That's a good spot, and then he can go over it, or he can throw a sidearm around it from there. But really, if you're in those trees off your drive, there's really no chance to get anywhere further than that unless you go crazy.
Get out of there.
Oh, just a little too high from Caleb, but he got enough distance up there that he should have a look to save his par.
Out of bounds is the worst, but it's even worse than that on like the second shot or the third shot. This is a
crunch. Holy crap.
He's got a long look there.
That's far. from where he was on that drive, that's far.
That was really good.
Marty kind of taking more of a direct line over the trees, and that's really well done.
This is working out great.
That's phenomenal.
He's got to be around the circle's edge.
I think so. That was really, really good.
Mashed.
Gee, that's a little too turned over, I think. Get out of those trees. Okay, it bounced off of them. Yeah, last year, that whole left side that you saw, kind of where Caleb went into, and, and extending all the way down to that corner was not out of bounds. So this year it was.
This year, okay.
So they made this hole more difficult, I think, just to make people, so you can't do what Caleb did and kind of throw it really, really far and then have an easy birdie.
Oh, it seemed like a lot of people went out on that side.
Yeah, right here, yeah.
Do the S pattern and slice one through. And
I like the change, personally. It makes you kind of play more precise instead of just chunking one way up there and then grabbing your birdie. That's going to be a long look for par for Caleb, though. Well, not long, but a couple of obstructions in the way. James just taking an easy birdie.
Right where James is, I seem to keep landing there, too. They don't really have a good putt. Like, you're just not close enough to get in the way with the hanging tree.
Even where Julien is, there's no trees in his stance, but because it's an uphill putt with the lower ceiling of the trees, it's pretty difficult. Even Caleb might have a couple branches in the way there. It's a good sit. I mean, that's ideal placement.
Oh, very nice.
Great putt there. That's a good spot to land after 3 throws on this hole, as Marty was. That's typical. But Marty had to do it in 2, just to show us up.
He's doing work.
Yeah.
Wants that lead card.
Yeah, he's getting there.
See where these guys are at here.
So, birdie for James, eagle for Marty, and then bogey for Caleb, and it looks like a bogey for Julien as well. Did you miss a shot for Julien, or did I just forget one?
I feel like I missed a shot too, or something.
Oh, no, his third shot hit the trees, then he pitched up. Okay, yeah, I forget. Ignore me.
Good thing we're not keeping score. Would have been a 5 for him, yeah.
Yeah, no problem, bud. I'd give you a 5.
Speaking of 5s.
Speaking of 5, hole 5, par 5, 750. This is a pretty simple par 5. As long as you bite close to 400 off the tee, it's a relatively simple hyzer shot for most of the MPO division. It's just this green is so treacherous. It's a taller basket on a built-up mound. I think that's what makes it the par 5, so people don't get upset at taking a 6 on a par 4 like this just because of putting. Me.
It's easy to get carried away sometimes.
Yeah, I did that last year. That's a great shot from Marty.
Yeah, it's kind of just luck of the draw here off the tee, unless you've played the course a few times, as far as if you land in one of these pits of bushes.
It's tough because that row of grass there you see off the tee hides the other bushes of grass, or bushels, I guess.
Yeah, you just can't see them from the tee, so it's kind of your best guess on where you want to land. But
unless you throw, like you said, play this course all the time, or throw this shot 60, 70 times to know exactly how to fly it and where to go. But you just kind of got to throw and then hope. So far, we're 3 for 3. That's a really good drive up there.
Yeah, as long as you stay out of those, it seems like if you've got the power, you can make a nice, good second shot. And
yeah. Get out of that.
There
nice.
We go.
4 for 4 in the short grass. James, it's a little bit low. It's getting all the way, though. And that's not the basket we're going to. But it's a good shot.
That was really throwing me off the way it was rolling up that hill. I was like, did that really cut over that much? Oh, yeah.
No, that's the wrong basket. That's the next hole. But still, it's a simple birdie. Marty,
I doubt he's running that, right? So,
honestly, anything outside of the circle, like this, too, I would never think of running that. I might give it one of those really nose up, spinny floater bids that come down kind of vertically. but I would never actually full run that unless I had to.
Do you think it comes down to putting styles too? Like some people just have certain styles where they can get away with running certain styles.
Oh, these guys are playing safari golf here. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, if you have a very firm, firm direct putt, that's probably not the putt you should run. But like a putt like Marty's, where it is already nose up, and if he's putting uphill with the nose up, it kind of floats to the basket. That's really, really high. But not bad. Another easy birdie. I kind of feel like this should really be a par 4, just because there's not much in the way after the tee. Caleb,
no, a lot of people just lay up for.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a little more aggressive to try to capitalize and get something.
Yeah, because see, Marty's not even attempting to do that from 45, 50 feet. So, but I mean, if you give anybody an easy birdie op like this, they're just going to take that. Whereas if it's a par 4, it kind of gives more people something else to go for. Like, oh, I can get another birdie.
Try a little harder
instead of just taking
for a putt.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just taking a par, right?
It's a good putt.
Yeah, even that putt is a little scary. There's really no safe putt on this green if you're putting from the bottom of the mound.
Some easy cleanups anyway.
Yeah, it should be a star frame, as it should be on this hole. Unless it's really, really windy, I don't really see anybody taking more than a 6 without getting aggressive.
Very easy birdie.
Yeah, it is. It's a very simple
good par
birdie.
4.
Yeah. Yep. Just like that, star frame.
It's good. Lots of green.
Already 5 through 5 with a par. Hole number 6. Par 3, 214 feet. It's an upshot, basically, in terms of how you have to throw it. The only danger is, again, that little bit of a mound where the green is, and the pond's short. Another strange one is the basket's 1.5 feet off the ground.
It's fun.
Which, it's awesome. I like it.
This one's fun.
Yeah, the story behind it's funny. Apparently it was a gopher hole underneath where they put the sleeve for it, and then it kind of collapsed on itself, and then they just kind of left it. I think that's what happened. This was looking good for Marty. A little bit short. But good thing for him is that's a level putt.
It's a good spot to be. You don't have to get on your knees.
James, it's a little bit left. It's not going to be that bad. See if Julien can make the correction here. Put this one on top of the mound.
This looks good.
Sit down. Yeah, it's not bad.
Settled.
20-something feet. Caleb. That's a good shot as well. That's the play, to throw something kind of lazy and overstable and on a steep hyzer and hit the hillside or the front of the hillside to the flat part and just sit nice. Thomas Gilbert sighting in the background. I see he's cited in every single video in disc golf history. I just watch random things, like random videos, and I'm like, there's Thomas again. Like, why is he even here? Dealing with a nice putt. That's not
a little low.
Yeah, that's not a good, it's not the worst thing to miss low. Sometimes missing low on this basket kind of feels like you really didn't even try. But I mean, it's where Marty is, it's probably tougher than it looks because you got to get over the hill, and then if you get too high, you're just going to sail over it. So it's probably more or trickier than it would suggest. But
it's funny how the little things can just throw you off, right?
I know, yeah,
just lower the basket, raise the basket, anything.
We're all used to elevated baskets, and when we see a basket a foot off the ground, we're like, how am I supposed to even approach this?
I hope this isn't like a new trend that sticks out. Next thing you know, half the baskets everywhere barely sticking
I've
out
actually
of the
seen
ground.
one. I don't remember where. I think it was in like North Carolina somewhere. I saw it on the video. They actually dug into the ground and put the basket ground level, and then made like a wooden platform around it, so the cage was underneath the ground.
Oh, crazy!
And you could actually like slide it on the wood to get it in the basket. It's kind of cool.
That's fun.
I still miss low somehow, but. Hole 7, par 4, 743. This is I love this hole. This is a really good par 4.
One, yes.
Big crushing hyzer shot off the tee, and then this nice green surrounded by the long grass. You have to air it onto the green. You can't skip it and roll it or do whatever. It's got to come to rest basically on the green. That's a good shot from Julien. There's not much out of bounds to speak of on this one. It's that brush line you see way to the left over there, or way to the right actually in this side, and then obviously the crop to the right. But for these guys, it's a pretty simple hyzer.
It seems surrounded by OB, but it's pretty easy to land in.
That's a good spot.
Short grass.
Yeah, it's a very, very wide fairway.
This hole's all about the second shot anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but the more distance you can bite off the tee, the easier that second shot is, right? This looks good from James as well.
Yep,
it's a good spot. And one of those holes that has those kind of sporadic long grass patches. Like see one right there in the middle of the fairway. They're kind of in the ideal spot where if you're just playing safe, they kind of get in your way. That might be a difficult putt.
You just, like you said, you got to make it inside the giant reef or whatever you call it, Christmas reef.
Yeah.
There's a couple gaps, so you can.
Yeah, there is. There's one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even where this tree is on the left side here, there's kind of in between that tree and where the grass starts. There's a little bit of a hole you can sneak through.
Is this one high enough?
Or you can just do that.
There it is.
That's a great shot from Marty. It's probably no more than 12 feet.
Marty's racking him up now.
It's funny. He missed what would be you'd think the most simple hole so far in the previous hole, right? But he eagles the other one. He gets all these ones, and that's disc golf, though.
That is.
I find myself doing that all the time. I get all the hard ones, and then chunk it easy hole. I'm like, what am I doing? See, James going to blue putter now. He's learned.
That's right.
Does it work? Almost. Call that a win in my book.
Keeps finding the top of that basket. He's gonna get the chain soon, though.
Yep. Julien found the gap in between the grass and the tree. Couldn't quite take advantage. That little branch sticking out might have been in his way a bit. Caleb in the Everglades here, right at home. Having to do a tomahawk putt from 35 feet probably means you have nothing.
There we go.
Marty is actually further than I thought he was. But.
That made it all worth it right there.
What a ham. Gotta love it.
What a beauty.
Yeah, just outside the circle, squeaking it over the cage.
See Lisa with the umbrella there with the camera. I forgot how hot it was there. It's all
coming
back to me now. I'm starting to sweat. And
oh, that's funny.
He's really light on the toes when he did that.
He is, yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. Got some moves. All those years of hack paying off, Gotta be light on your feet with a hacky sack. So, one birdie and a couple pars here, looks like. Not too shabby. No real danger found that one. It's difficult to find a lot of danger because it is such a wide fairway. Already 6 down through 7. He's making a push for that lead card, like you were saying. He doesn't like being on the chase card. I think he's not used to being on the chase card.
He likes being chased.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Hole 8, par 5, 770 feet. This is a really cool hole. I play it the way the fairway is designed, like this way, taking a sidearm out to there, and then having this kind of swooping hyzer around these two trees here, and then it leaves you a nice simple upshot. Or the aggressive route is going over the crop to those two trees in one. I think it's only about, 410 feet to clear the crop now. I think on the shorter side of it. But it's because you can't see where to throw it. See, Marty's going more to the left side. That's the shorter side. As long as it doesn't go in the wood line. Like that. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the shorter side to carry, but it also is the skinniest part of the fairway.
Well, and he easily throws far enough, so you just have to trust it a bit more.
Yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult to trust it. Yeah, this is what I like to do here. The sidearm, push it a little long. That's fine actually. It opens up pretty good back there, and that opens up the second shot as well for the hyzer.
That is the shot off the tee though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
get yourself up enough that you can make another hyzer shot.
Caleb,
so for those of us that can't do that shot, you just do like this.
See what Caleb did. See, that's not even that bad because you can, if you're on the edge there, you can pitch up to pass those two trees where a second shot from my landing zone would be anyways, and then have the same shot for birdie anyway.
Right.
So it's if you go really deep in the woods where it could get a little squirrely. James hasn't seen a sidearm shot he didn't like. That's a good spot as well. This looks pretty good. Get off the tree. Oh, that's great. That's way up there. That's kind of one of those half go bids for Eagle if he wants it. James a little inside maybe. Well, sneaks in front of the trees. A little bit inside, yeah. You want to push around those two trees on the second shot. Caleb from the Schnarb. A very ultimate-esque sidearm throw.
Yeah, because you can see it's easier to play your guy's second shot, not your guys, those guys, second shot than Caleb's. So he tried to cut off the easy route, but he had a shorter shot, but it was a little bit more awkward. See, even with Marty here, when he's in the woods and look what he's got to do from there. Right, just be a lot easier if you could see if.
He still throws it phenomenally.
If they do that Mando and change it.
That's so good.
You guys got an advantage. I just keep saying you guys because you're so good at flicking.
Hey, it's the new era, man. You got to learn it.
You almost have to. You're not gonna be able to keep up if you can't do both.
So even James here, if you had to throw a backhand from there, look how awkward that is. But if he can step out with the sidearm, and that fits right into his game, a little turnover touch shot. Beauty.
Well done.
Yep. Be relatively easy up and down for Julien. Yeah. Yeah, another easy birdie for Caleb as well. Marty for eagle from the path, which is very, very good to get there in two, especially in the woods.
Get it?
Hearted.
Oh, yeah, he is just shredding now.
Right in the dead in the middle of the heart of the chains. 2 eagles in what, 4 holes?
No dance either.
5 holes?
No,
he's serious now. Yeah. He knows that one means business. James a good birdie as well.
Well, and this is a birdie hole that everybody wants.
Yeah,
it's par 5, right?
It's not the easiest par 5 though, even though like these guys made it look pretty simple. But each of those shots is specific, really. Maybe not Julian's third shot. It's pretty straightforward, but it's one of those risk-reward things, right? If you go for it, you make it like Marty and Caleb did. You get the easy birdie like they did. But if you don't make it,
you
basically got to re-tee because you're throwing right at the crop, right? So,
and that's tough to watch.
Yeah, definitely. So Marty ruining the star frame. Way to go, Marty. But he ruined it in the better way. Hole 9. This is the introduction to the Prodigy course, right in the woods. Par 4, 402 feet. This gap you see right here is, what's that, 7, 8 feet wide the entire time. So throw straight at it until you get basically to where the grass starts. And then you got the pond on the left side. And then the woods on the right side, and the woods long. So you're not really...
beautiful hole, right?
It's an awesome hole. I love it's such a cool hole. It's a good contrast to the first 8 because they're kind of really not that much in the woods. And then once you finish, these couple par 4s and par 5s, and then you get to this, you're like, oh boy. Speaking of oh boy, that's really good.
Slicing and dicing. Doesn't get better than that.
That's so good.
It's fairly straightforward pitch up from there too. And
yeah, that's ideal landing zone. There's kind of 3 different options in this. There's the road to the right side. You can kind of swing a hyzer. There's this gap, which is probably the one you should go for. And there's also that gap right there, the left side, which you can take with a sidearm that I like to go for because I can see the gap the entire time. And it kind of finishes away from the left side because the left side's not very fun. James, get off that.
I'll tell you,
that's a good second kick.
Stay in the middle.
Yep, that's a good second kick. Yeah, you see Caleb kicked off to the left side. It is Folsom Prison Blues over here. You're in jail.
I picked that one up quick. That was pretty good.
James, not quite enough turn, but it's another good kick. It should be an easy 4. Julian's got that kind of sucker gap there, yeah. Another good kick.
Stay up top.
Oh, sit down. Wow. Fast skip.
Hot.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tail out and go into the pond, right?
No, that's what makes this hole difficult, right? You have once you make it through the gap, you're like, oh, okay, I'm good, and then you get up there, you're like, this is still a touchy shot.
Well, you throw a shot like Marty's does, or Marty did there, and you sit back and just wait.
Yeah. Marty's just probably just like, what are you guys doing?
What's going on? Yeah.
Like how many shots have we seen before Marty got to his second shot? At least what, 6?
Oh, easily.
James threw 2, Julien threw 2, Caleb threw 2. Yeah, 6. Math.
I really like holes like that though, where you get that reward, you make that great shot, and it separates you from the shot that goes kaplinko, right?
That's woods golf, dude. That's the definition of great wooded holes. Is if you throw the shot it's intended, you should have a very simple birdie, right? But if you don't quite throw it right, you're either scrambling or you're just laying up for a par.
There we go.
Good par there.
Big save.
Yep.
He's happy.
He's stoked about that. Too. Yeah. James, back to the orange putter. Okay, I guess it works this time. I'll let it slide. Caleb with the unfortunate bogey. His upshot went just a little bit too far. Caught the hard pan there and just took a skid. Marty with the easiest birdie in the world in this hole.
He just racked him up on that front nine.
Yeah, he kind of did things. 9 down through 9 with 2 pars. Take that, Macbeth. But everyone's still under par, which is good on the Prodigy course. Marty's kind of leaving everybody in the dust on this card, though. Everyone's not doing they're doing pretty good. Marty's just like, see you guys later.
Let's go. Yeah. See what the next 9 brings.
Look at that scorecard.
Wow.
That's crazy.
He's probably after that. He's like, oh, I just don't see why I had to miss the first hole. It wouldn't have been good enough, eh? It wouldn't have been good enough.
No, he could have gone 11 down through 9 and be like, well, I could have eagled the other hole, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
he told somebody that. Well, I could have got hole 1 too.
Yeah, I could have got hole 1. I could have eagled hole 5 or whatever. All this crap and stuff. It's like, so that's disc golf though. It's never good enough. We could be 18 down through 5 holes and be like, well, okay, it could have been 19 down, and had to not scuff that, 450-foot shot, whatever. So, once again, drop by the store if you haven't yet. They got a whole new shipment. All the new Discmania stuff is in. The new MD3s feel very nice. I've been browsing already, not going to lie.
I heard they're selling like hotcakes.
They feel really
one,
good.
You better get one.
They feel
soon.
really good, really good. They also have the quick sticks in. The XXL ones, where they like extend like 30 feet or something like that. So those are definitely useful. I'm gonna get myself one of those. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the back nine.